In 2022, the world witnessed one of the all-time greats walking off in tears to what could have been his very last World Cup. While his lifelong career companion,
always be those who argue, always be those who debate, and the debate can rage on if you like.
well, what if that debate still continues? Peter Drury indirectly indicated in his commentary that because Lionel Messi has won the World Cup, because he has completed football, the GOAT debate is over, ultimately crowning Messi as the GOAT. Having said that, well, what will it mean for the GOAT debate if Ronaldo wins this year's World Cup? Imagine for a second it's the year 2003. You were in the José Alvalade Stadium in Lisbon, Portugal, witnessing a pre-season match between two greats, Manchester United versus Sporting Lisbon. There is not that much hype, well, except the stadium is graced by the likes of none other than Tim Howard, Gary Neville, Robbie Keane, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, and Van Nistelrooy. As an ordinary spectator, you are so excited to watch your favorite stars. But there was one teenage star among all of them that didn't even have that many appearances for his team. But he was able to deliver such a stellar performance that it not only caused United to lose the match, but blew Sir Alex Ferguson away. A talented, deadly, skinny, fast, and uncatchable winger gave United no choice but to make him an official Red Devil and the most expensive teenager in British football for a whopping $13 million. Now imagine the surprise of everyone, but more particularly British football pundits. They might have thought it's a waste of money for a teenager, and let alone the most expensive teenager in the history of British football at that time. But both Sir Alex Ferguson and Cristiano Ronaldo proved everybody wrong. Jump a decade later, he is now the most expensive player in history. A two-time Ballon d'Or winner, two-time Champions League winner, three-time Golden Boot winner. And so the list goes on. The world of football was stacked in the 2010s, considered by many the golden generation of football. It produced raw talent, masterclass football, and some memorable moments never to be forgotten. However, despite all the firepower and caliber that were present in that era, only two men dominated the playing field: Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. It was in that era that showed everyone what greatness looked like. There was not a single trophy up for grabs with these two on the field, not a single record they didn't break or create, and no matter how good of a season you had, there was no luck whatsoever. You may argue that they completed club football, so there was nothing left for either one of them to achieve, but on the international stage, it was a different story. So if both Messi and Ronaldo had to retire prior before 2016, would Ronaldo still have been considered the GOAT? Absolutely, both would have gone down as the greatest in the sport. And why is this? Can a lack of international success have a say on whether it determines the GOAT conversation? Well, not at all. Players like R9 never won the Champions League, but won the World Cup, and that has never had an impact on whether he would be considered the greatest in his position. A similar situation can be said about guys like Pelé, Maradona, and many more. You see, success is not primarily determined by success or failure at the club or country level, but rather by impact and consistency on the field. So whether Ronaldo wins the FIFA World Cup or not, he is still considered the greatest in sport. However, statistically, it is much harder to win a World Cup or any international trophy for that matter. You don't have a star in every position. You are not allowed to buy any mega stars and place them where you want, but instead make the best from what you have. Perhaps this is why winning on the international stage feels so significantly rewarding. When speaking about the impact of one's career on the international scene, It goes without saying that Ronaldo has done a hell of a great job in taking Portugal where they are now, given the lack of talent in the squad and major names on the team at the time at the start of his career. Since his debut in the World Cup in 2006 until 2018, the team has had a notable 25 big names, whereas compared to a stacked squad of 38 big names, most of whom occupied the central midfield and attacking positions. Look, let's not take anything away from Argentina. They played well and deserved what they got, but if we're being honest, Ronaldo has had it tougher. Yet despite all that, he is the men's highest international goal scorer, and before his debut, Portugal won 0 major international trophies. They currently sit at 3. If football had an author, he chose this specific time to give him a fairy tale ending. His 41. This is his last and final World Cup, and the Portugal national team looks stacked more than it has ever been with a world-class player in every position. Ronaldo has essentially completed football. Only a few things remain for him to accomplish his dream, which he's destined to do: play alongside Cristiano Jr., score his 1,000th career goal. Arguably, that's a few stats no one will ever come near breaking.
Imagine, it's the last play in the final moment of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Portugal receives a corner kick against Argentina. Bruno Fernandes steps up to take the corner kick. You can feel the anxiety in the air. The ref blows the whistle. Bruno kicks. The ball is heading in the direction of Ronaldo, but has 5 players marking him, and he jumps the highest he has ever jumped. His head makes contact with the ball, and Messi fan, Ronaldo fan, soccer fan or not, the world erupts with joyous celebration as Ronaldo too shakes hands with paradise and joins his lifelong career teammate as they carve their legacy into the Mount Rushmore of greats. This is the scene in heaven. Pelé jumps for joy, Maradona smiles, and the football world shouts the biggest suey ever. The script ends and concludes with, and they lived a happily ever after.